Hello and welcome. My name's Tris and this is Double O'Neill. If you haven't seen my channel before, I like to build up model railways, enjoy them, I like to paint things. I really do like building. And that's what is going to be in this video. What I want to do is build up a bunch of these buildings, but I'm not going to spend 3 hours recording it all. But I just thought I'd share my kind of journey in this. So firstly, I ordered this one, it's Arch Laser kits. So look up Arch Laser. This is called Little Cottage, so it's a small little cottage kit. Comes with clear window bits to put in afterwards and that, so see how that goes. And then actually this one's for a later project, something that I was thinking about doing. I got the low relief sides for warehouses and the bit with a little platform. My thoughts are making a tonnage for shunting layout in TT. I know I've already done a shunting layout in AA, but these are kind of quite small and I can have some fun with it. And then in this one, I've got 4 different items. I'll get them all out. I've got this Victorian terraced pub laser cut kit. So that's gone out, and then this one's a shop. I thought that it would be good to have, I don't know, something that I like in there, either be a pet shop or a model shop or something like that. I don't know, that might be a thing for another day. And then here we've got two of the same, this one. So you've got Victorian terrace laser cut kit. So I thought let's have a go at this. So this is all by In the Greenwood. I like their kits, they're kind of fun. I find they're not as detailed as some other kits out there, but I think that's down to also myself. I can put some time into it and make it a bit more detailed. For TT, however, I want to kind of get you know, the layout together. I want to have some houses, and I thought this is the fastest way to it. These aren't overly expensive, you get lots of bits in there, so we'll see how that all comes together. I'll start with the laser cut kind of houses. I'll show you them once they're together, but the thing is they're really simple the way it all goes together. You've got obviously a floor, you've got the bay window bits going on here, so you work your way through the instructions. They're normally very good, and you've got a picture as a little reference to what you're doing. You have what each part is, and they talk about that part, so glue 1 onto 2, etc, etc. So I'm going to get them together, and then I'll do the more interesting ones, which is obviously the pub and the shop and that. It'd be nice to lay it out on the layout and then get an idea of what we want to do. I've also got one of the Buggles Kelly buildings here, and so I can have it next to that. And then also, like I talked about before, we have the Little cottage kit. So we're going to have quite a few little houses to go on. I've got the buildings together. So what I've done is I've stuck them together. The roof will be able to come off, because the idea of the inside being hollow all the time kind of makes me feel like I could do something with that. It'd be cool to, I don't know, set up like little television sets, beds upstairs, and I haven't glued the roof down. That does come off. There was a tight squeeze getting on, but we will be able to do something with that. The other thing I like the idea of, and this is a later project, not for today, I'll leave that aside because it's not the easiest to squeeze back on, is I've left the gardens without any like kind of little sheds or anything like that, because when I went to the show over in Rugby, and it had the narrow gauge locos and everything going, I saw lots of gardens that had been done, so you could have nothing to begin with, and then you could have you know, lots of flowers in a garden. You can have someone that has like lots of veg growing and things, or there's a really messy one with lots of kids' toys around. I glued together the kit, so when you look at it from this angle, we've got all the laser cut detail for the brick, because they say, you know, put it how it's going to be seen, so that side won't be seen, that won't be seen, is my plan. Or you might see that backside, but I thought I can always have bushes growing on it. But we'll see. No stress on that one. So yeah, I'm moving over to the shop now, which excites me. The reason it excites me is because it's a shop, and we all have a shop which has models in it. So I don't know, will I be able to do anything with it? Who knows? But building it up, it is exciting in itself. And the one thing I've got here is the building that I got from Buggles Kelly. I was thinking, you know, it's an old shop and it's had some newer houses built next to it, but you know, it's about right in regards to width, comparing it to, you know, a single of the houses. It's just a little bit lower, which is like, you know, you see high streets and stuff, you see all sorts of shapes and sizes of houses, so that's cool. And this is a shop as well, so I was thinking I have this shop and then I'll have this shop next to it, so you know, we can have different things. This could be like a chemist or boots I could stick on there, because I do like the idea of this being a modern layout. So yeah, I'll crack on and get these together, and you can see what that looks like. So the pub, not pub, the left-hand shop, as it says here, is together. I decided not to put the gable ends on because like the tiles would be really small. And you look at some houses and the gable ends are almost like, not invisible, but there's not much going on with them. So I just thought I don't want everything to look the same. I want it to look like they've been built at different periods, times, trying to match in with things. Obviously this one is one that had been there before, and they built some new buildings next to it. And then the plan is to have then the shop here. So you've got shop, house, shop, is my thoughts about that there. The nice thing for inside here, we've got a little in here, little building like room, sorry, building room, a room for inside the building, so I can put the shop inside all this stuff and then drop it in, and that will slot in there. So I put in roof, so I know I put it in the right way out. So yeah, that is making me quite happy, if I'm honest. The next one I want to build up is the pub, and that, I think what I'd do is I'd have a separation, so we'd have a road here, or a path, or whatever, and then we'd have a car park, I think, for the people that are, you know, drinking and driving responsibly. We're not drinking and driving, but drinking with responsible people around them. And then yeah, we put our pub there. And they'll go about here, and then so we'll have a nice strip going along, yeah, along the layout, coming back from like the station area, which will be laid down here. So you have that station area straight way to a pub, convenience store, or no, that'd be convenience store, I guess, and then that could be model shop, because that's very important. So this is the pub that's been made up. I'm kind of excited about the pub. When I say kind of, I should just say I am, because we can have some fun with it. I've got the back door open that goes to the garden, and so we can have like some tables, people having beers on them. If I can get models of people having beer, at least I can have people. And yeah, and if we want to, we could come back and put all the insides of a pub in there, so if you look through you can see it. But I feel like that's something for a day when I'm like, I fancy doing something very fiddly and difficult, which is not today. So yeah, so this is kind of how I'm thinking it'll be. So like I said before, so we'd have a road here, and then that will go down here, little road there, and then you've got, I think I was saying, like maybe having some car parking, so you could have like 1, 2, 3, 4 cars like pointing in towards this building just here. And then because you've got access to the beer garden there, you almost want to have some tables out this side as well. So then you have, I don't know, like an extended garden. So you've got the immediate bit, and then, you know, you've got somewhere to drink coming out to the front, you know, when you have some little tables and people having a drink when they first come out. So I think I'll eventually build this up in its own scene, build it up on a piece of wood or foam card or whatever. Same story for the rears. The little cottage, I think I'll build that another day. I've spent a lot of time doing this, and I'm like, right, I'm kind of built out. Maybe tomorrow night might do a bit more, who knows. But I'm currently like going to buzz in about this, so I'm just going to plonk on the layout. We can see how that might look. So if you don't remember the layout, this is how the layout's looking at the moment in design. We've got our engine shed. The goods shed will be over there. Currently working on painting them at the moment. So I've got the station, which will be here. And then my thoughts are, just here, we could have like car park. So then road going this way, got a little turnaround bit here. And then road goes off that way, and then it can go maybe up and over, or it comes around here, up and over. But this could be going to Little Cottage that's tucked behind here or something, who knows on that one. But that was kind of the gist of how I wanted it to be. And that does actually make me very happy. We've got our signal box that you saw on recent episodes. So really happy with how that's looking. So yeah, tidy little unit. Again, Tom Marshall, fantastic. Like I said, this is a Tom Marshall building in the middle. The laser ones are in the Greenwood laser. I haven't finished these, obviously they aren't painted, but what I want to do is add a chimney pot on the top of there. So I want to get some little brass rod tube, maybe, if I can get hold of some, and stick them on the centre of a little piece that can be a slightly larger rectangle within that space there. But no, it's coming together nicely, if I'm honest. I'm pleased. Got little bits added on to the layout. Again, I've got my tunnel portals there. My main reason for doing it is to break up the scene. And like I've said about before, I like the idea of having a road that then builds up to then go up and over and out. So come from somewhere into this cozy little area. So yeah, I've got ideas for if I ever put this in my extension, which I think I will, about having a point come off, and then that can run to a loop that goes around the whole room. But that's a thought for another day. Maybe even have it going off that way, and then on this bit coming in this way. So yeah, something to think about, something to dream about. But yeah, what do you think? These buildings don't look too bad. My thoughts are, do I need another something here? You know, because obviously you wouldn't just build a couple of houses in an area. I'm thinking, because we've got a little road going up here, yeah, obviously if the hill was coming down here, obviously we'd have to then move that here a bit, and yeah, we can work it out. But I like the idea of having fencing coming around here, and the pub people will be on the little benches watching the trains go past, which would be quite nice. Yeah, so that entertains my kind of my thoughts. Yeah, let me know what you think. Obviously I'm gonna have to name the pub at some point and all that, and yeah, definitely can have a model shop. That would be a little mini food shop, so you can go grab yourself a bottle of water, get a sandwich if you need to, and then yeah, obviously I'll have my station building here. Not sure what I'm doing about the platform, so that would be something for the future. I'm not too keen on the Hornby ones because they don't clip together, for example, as well as, I don't know, it's not as pretty as I hoped they would be. Pretty might be the wrong word there, but yeah, so, but they're fine for a placing type thing. Yeah, exciting. I've actually ordered from Tony's Trains Rugby, the Normandy kind of starter set. So I'm looking forward to picking that up, because I imagine the logo will be, excuse me, tiring talking about trains, right? Yeah, hopefully a bit smaller than this one, but we'll see. I've got ideas for that chassis for something else sometime. Anyway, hope you've all enjoyed having a little watch of me rabbit on and build up the little buildings and tell you what they're all about. And yeah, let me know what you think, and take care. Hello to my subscribers, channel members, patrons, all the people that like and comment, and don't forget to share. It's always good to share. Anyway, take care and bye.